There you go. So just to confirm, this is being played on a PlayStation 2 through a capture card. This isn't an emulator. This isn't. This is all through PS2 properly. Wanted to make sure that that's shown, because if I do submit this to speedrun.com, then you can't, from almost every PS2 game, emulators are banned because the PlayStation 2 emulator is not very accurate. So yeah, PlayStation 2 emulators are banned. So you have to play on one of these. All right, everything is now working, which is good. I've got an auto splitter set up. Just need to make sure I've got that live. That's all. That looks like it's all working properly. In fact, it's still running. Bum 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 bum. Yep, that's all working fine. Yep, that's all good. All right. In that case, I think I am actually ready to go. I think. Not fit for purpose. Let's play a new game. Now, I do get to choose a name. As you can see, names in the past have included Hate Bats, Story, just because that's what I was working through apparently. Oh, there's a nasty scratch on this screen. That's going to bug me. Dan Face, and A is just because A is the first letter of the alphabet and it's nice and quick and easy. Would anyone like to request a name? Do you want to request a name whilst I just spray this scratch and see if it's not actually a scratch and can get rid of it? Because it's right in the middle of the screen. It's really going to bug me. It hasn't really helped. It's a good job this is a really old monitor that I really don't give a toss about. Anyone got a recommendation for a name? Anything they'd like to see? It doesn't show up very often during the game. In fact, I think it only shows up once. But you can recommend a fun name. Frankazy, classic Frankazy. Ugh, go on then. Ugh. As it was the first one that came up, that seems appropriate. Let's turn the headset down a little bit. I'll do it in all caps as well. In fact, actually, a Klonoa stream. It's been so long. Hello, McPuffington. All right. Fran. Oh, it fits! It just fits! There's just enough letters for Frankazy. There we go. This no, this name is definitely not okay. But that's what we're going with, because that's what was suggested. Right. Click OK. That's gonna save some settings. Save complete. Alright. Are we ready? Because as soon as I move away from the screen, the speedrun begins. My headset is caught under my keyboard. I don't like it. That's better. Oh, a couple of things I should explain actually before I start. Is what is this run? So Klonoa 2 Lunatea's Veil is a PlayStation 2 platformer. It is one of the unsung heroes of the PlayStation 2. Not many people know what it is. It wasn't very heard of. There was a demo for it on a demo disc, which is how I got into it. Last time I was at Klonoa stream, all I did was gush about Klonoa 2. Klonoa 2 is one of the best platformers ever made. It is an absolutely stellar game. It's just nobody knew about it back in the day, and it is amazing. For this run, this is an any percent run, so I'll be aiming to beat the game as quickly as possible. For the most part, it is just playing the game, because there aren't that many skips, or there's no glitches or anything like that. There's a couple of skips, but they're minor and they don't do a lot. So for the most part, it's just a nice gentle run. You'll see that I have got some splits above me. Those splits are from not 2020 but 2019's charity live stream, which was the last time I ran this. I managed to find the clip off YouTube and work out what all the times were, and put it in. So that was quite good. So I am still racing against myself. The other thing that should be noted is that I am playing this game with 2 PlayStation 2 controllers. I have one in my hands, which will stay in my hands at all time, and I have another one that is just on the edge of my desk. If my webcam should be long enough to reach this. There we go. So here's my setup. This is the other screen I have to use. I have to put another screen here because this screen behind it doesn't have an HDMI slot and it doesn't support the capture card. So I have to have this really crappy old monitor. But then here's my keyboard, and then here it's a bit dark, so you can't actually see it because it's too dark. But I have another controller here. It's really dark, and my controller is black, so you can't see it. Anyway, I have another controller here. The reason for this is there is a secondary character called Popka, who follows Klonoa around, and he is controlled using a second controller. Now, I only need 2 buttons on the second controller. I need the start button, because the start button is what produces Popka. It's what makes him pop out and join the game. Just make sure that that adjustment was... Yeah, that adjustment was fine. Pressing start makes him pop out and is playable, and then pushing square gives Klonoa a boost up in the air. That's the only thing Popka does. He does nothing else. Start gets him in and out. Square gives Klonoa a big boost. That's not to say that's the only thing we use him for in the run. That's the only thing he does in the game, full stop. He doesn't do anything else. But it makes the run a little bit quicker. There's some stuff we can skip with it. And the biggest skip in the game you can only do using Popka. Alright, so here we go then. If we're all ready, let's count this down. Klonoa 2, Lunatea's Veil, the PlayStation 2, any percent, using Popka, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. So first things first, we've got some cutscenes. This bit is completely unskippable. Most cutscenes in the game you can skip. There are a couple of cutscenes you can't skip, but for the most part you can. Now onto the skippable ones. There's a couple. It's a bit difficult to explain what the story is, but I'll do my best as I go along. Basically, Klonoa is what's called as a dream chaser, I think, something like that. He controls very, very simply. He only has he can run, he can jump, he can fire his ring bullet. Wind bullet, ring, I can't remember what the bloody hell's it's called. And he can also do this little glide, which you won't see me do very often, mainly because it's very slow. You can use enemies like that. So if you have an enemy in your hand and you jump again, then you do this double jump, essentially. As you can see, Popka's the little thing following me behind. Shouldn't get hit by that. And I don't. Excellent. You'll notice whenever I try and grab an enemy with my ring, you'll see me jump up in the air, and that's because Klonoa stops still if he's on the floor, so it's generally quicker. And that's what Popka does. It's generally quicker to try and be in the air whenever you fire your bullet. So you saw me just sort of bounce up there. That is Popka's power. He allows me to jump very, very high. And is very, very helpful. Now, if I was doing a 100% run, then I'd be interested in like grabbing all of the gems and all of the other stuff that you see. I'm doing an 80% run. I just have to run. Klonoa always has some tricks that you can do when he's in the air. Oh, another thing of note: the soundtrack to this game is superb. I don't actually think you can speed this bit. This bit is complete auto-scroller. I don't think you can actually speed this up at all. That is a cutscene we can skip. As you can see, already tell, a bit of a departure from Metal Gear Solid. That thing gives me double gems for the duration. I don't really care because I'm not... Oh. There you go. You can use Popka, just completely skip that puzzle. Oh, yeah, the soundtrack is just amazing. It is the best. It is like one of the best parts about this game. Again, we use Popka, and you can see that Popka doesn't follow me after I use it. He does have a cooldown. It's about 3 seconds, I'd say it is. The story so far, Klonoa has arrived in this place. He has no idea where he is. He has no idea how he got here, but he needs to help people because these people are asking for their help. We've been running to ring this bell. And that's the first level. That is Sea of Tears. Cursley Arena's nice. I like the Wahoo Stomp. Right, hopefully my auto splitter has worked. Yep, there we go. So it's I've set the auto splitter to split every time it sees the save option at the end of a level. Right, so now we head over to Bagashi's Island. Bagashi's Island we're going to go to several times throughout the run. It's not a level, it is just a cutscene. Basically, Bagashi is like this wise old dude who tells us what's going on and where to go and what to do. So every time we visit him, it's just a cutscene, and then we go off again. So now we're going to head up to the second level, which is La Lakusha, and I'm already 2.5 seconds ahead. That's nice. This is another really nice level. Really nice music. We start to get Popka out. It's gonna be a bit awkward at times. So yeah, if you're not really interested in the nitty grittiness of Metal Gear Solid when I play those, this might be way more up your street. It's a very, very charming, colourful game, and I love it to bits. Like, this is one of my favourite games of all time. As you can see by the timings, the run is about 2 hours. I think the world record is something like around 1 hour and 40 or 1 hour and 35, something like that. That was the float. You're not going to see me float very often because it's generally very slow. But basically, after you've jumped, if you hold X in midair, if you hold X whilst jumping, Klonoa will do this little float where he waggles his ears, and he just gives him a little more air time. As I say, it is very slow, so I try and avoid it wherever possible. If you hadn't guessed, those clocks that I've been grabbing at checkpoints, I'm going to do my best not to die in the run, but it can happen, and in fact, I don't think I've ever done a run where I haven't died. Is that too late? Yeah, I'm just going to wait for that. Again, going to jump up in the air to try and avoid that. All these enemies, the main enemies that you're seeing, these like little balls, they're all called moos. You get normal moos, you get flying moos, you get armoured moos, you get moos that get eaten by giant worms. So that's another little puzzle mechanic that we'll see a couple of times, where you need to throw a moo or one of these birds in here so that eats it. Because if you run in there, you get eaten instead. I'm going to do it again here. Grab, throw. It's going to eat him. I'm going to run. And then we've got another cutscene to skip. There's a massive. You'll see there's a massive statue here of a high priestess or a god or something, and there's a little girl in my ring. Basically, that's where Popka and Lolo preside. They stay in the ring, unless I ask Popka to come out. And they're all there. She's a priestess in training, so she's all very, religious-y. We're gonna abuse the 2.5D to just skip that bit. Wait for Popka. So this is 2.5D. So you can see that for the most part, we run across a 2D plane, but we do go sort of up, down. Klonoa can go up and down as well. We just don't do it very often. Just use Popka jump over there. Hit that. Popka jump back again. And then hit it that way. There you go again. It uses the Z-axis in some very interesting ways, which I really like. And there are a couple of areas where I will actually be going like towards the camera or away from the camera. You'll see those soon. I won't spoil them. But that was La Lakusha. And next we have our first boss fight of the game. Now, bosses in this game are very awkward. because they are very, very RNG heavy. They follow set patterns, but generally there's a lot of different ways they can start those patterns and do those patterns. There is a boss rush mode in the game, which includes a timer, so there are speedruns of the individual bosses. But this is the first one. This is Fulgurant the Armored Beast. And as you can see, Fulgurant has a massive glowing weak point, which I'm going to try and throw moves at very quickly. This is already quite slow. I can tell you for a fact that that was not a great setup. He span a different way than he can do. He can spin the other way, and generally him spinning the other way is quicker. Hopefully, I can get that down. Yep. Oh, that's nice. That was nice, though. Now, it is possible to actually skip this phase, but I've never been able to do it, and it is very, very difficult. He only has one hit left. And there we go. That's the first boss, Fulgurant the Armored Beast. I say the world record for that is about 30 to 40 seconds, I think. Something like that. But as I say, that is done in those are done in the time attack modes, where you specifically run and wait until you get the right RNG moments for it. It is very, 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 very RNG heavy, the bosses. Right, so now it's back to Bagashi. So you may have just seen a character in the middle of that. There's like a coloured lady and a cat. That is our main villain. That is Liorina. And her motives are awkward. So now it's back to Bagashi to find out what the heck's going on. Ah, Liorina! And Bagashi's going to tell us that we now need to ring the second bell. So we've now rang. We now need to ring the third bell. So we rang one bell at the end of the Sea of Tears. We rang one bell after beating the robot. Now we're going to head over to the area of Joliant to ring Joliant's bell. Back to bag. Now we're going to go back to bag. This isn't a level, this is just introducing it. During that cutscene, the little cat, Tat, that Liorina had, has come along and stolen a key or something. And Tat has the ability to split itself into two pieces. So two pieces, it stole the key, it split into two and run off to different sections of the park. One ran to the jungle slider. I'm going to get Popka out, but you don't really use Popka in slider levels. He's there as a backup, like if you're going to fall off. And actually, you can't fall off in the first one. Probably should have jumped there rather than taking that. Yeah, we don't really use Popka in any of the slide levels, but there's a few of these levels. In fact, there's a couple of bosses that are done like this, and now I was about to say, now we have our first instance of the 2D plane shifting, which is here. Bum, 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 bum. So now we're gonna go towards the camera, Crash Bandicoot Boulders style. And I'm constantly holding the direction in which Klonoa is facing at all times, because he does go faster. You can also slow down by going backwards. Hey, Aethys! And then we seamlessly switch back again. Gonna jump over that because it's slower to go in that. Like I said, the music in this game is just awesome. Again, we have a nice, cool 3D section. And then we have a really big waterfall in a minute. Not that one. There is a big waterfall coming up. The stones that you see, they are sort of equivalent to Sonic rings or Mario coins. There are, apart from a couple of levels, the first one's one of them, and I think there's another one later on, there are 150 in each level, and you get a prize for getting 150 in the level. It's just a piece of artwork. However, like Mario and Sonic, if you do collect 100 of them at any time, you do get an extra life. So I'm not going to go out of my way to get them, but the big skip... Oh shit, I shouldn't have hit that. The big skip that comes up towards the later portion of the game is very technical, and it will cost me lives if I mess it up. And I don't think I've ever done a run where I've got it right first time. The first time I practiced it ready for this run, I got it on my second attempt, which is like the best I've ever done. And I thought that was pretty good considering I hadn't played the game for a year and a half. So it shouldn't cost that many lives to do it, but it's, you know, it doesn't hurt just to get some extra lives just to be on the safe side. So I'm gonna skip all of this. Not gonna bother dealing with any of that. Bounce over those. Grab that heart because I do actually want to be full health. So I'm gonna deliberately take a hit in a second. Nice. Here, because it is quicker to just take that hit and run through there rather than then slow down and go round. Alright, and now we're going to chase Tat. This is the black Tat, and then when we go to the next level, we'll be chasing the white Tat. And I'm sure it's probably quite obvious, it doesn't matter which level you go to, because I had a choice. I didn't have to come to the slider level first. I could have gone to the other level first. I just choose to do the slider level first because it's more fun. It doesn't matter which way you go. Whichever Tat you chase first doesn't have it and the other one does. So there are actually different cutscenes depending on which ones you do. And then this is all automated. You can't catch Tat any quicker than this. There we go. Caught Tat. Tat doesn't have it. So now we're going to have to go and find the other one. Make sure that's split, because if it... Yep, there we go. Ooh, I actually lost time on that one. Alright, so we now have to go find the other Tat, who is in the fun park. So now this is a really nice, colourful level. It's a huge fairground. It looks really cool, and it's got some cool music. Da, 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 da. Oh, whoops! Damn it! It's also cool because that thing that's swinging in the background, that's part of the level later on. So you know, it's a really nice environment. Go up here. Then Tat's going to come along and is going to teach us how to use an enemy, which I'm not going to use. No! I forgot to jump first. There we go. So there's a little tutorial there about how to use a new flying enemy, which I don't need. There we go. Again, we can just abuse Popka to skip these puzzles. What you normally do is throw the enemy at that thing, and then jump on it and it'd swing. But again, I'm gonna just... Oh, I'm gonna mess it all up and forget how to do these bits. This level's quite puzzle heavy. There's a lot of puzzles in this one. Then we've got this new enemy. I can't remember what the enemies are called. I was going to learn them all. But this one's just a rocket that shoots us up in the air. And then this is the enemy that Tat just gave us the tutorial for, which I then didn't grab and skipped. You just keep tapping X and it acts like a little helicopter. And you'll see that enemy used a lot throughout the run. It comes up quite a few times. And then there's Tat, that's who we're chasing. We'll just go together. Oh no, she blew up the bridge. No, I'm gonna have to go all the way around. Oh wait, no, because I've got Popka. Now into the haunted house. Spooky. Lola does not like the haunted house. She is terrified of ghosts. That asshole. A little bit of an auto-scroll a bit here. I don't know what happens here. That is a collectible called a Momet doll. Just Popka to skip that. There are 6 pieces of Momet dolls scattered throughout every level. Collect all 6 and you get the doll. And that's kind of like the main sort of... That's the main... Find these bits in the levels. They are what unlocks you the boss rush mode and some other stuff. Just I shouldn't need it, but I'll always grab it if it's not out of the way. There's a couple of checkpoints I skip because they are quite out of the way and lose some time. Again, we're on to more puzzles here. That was a bit slow. I messed that up. Oh well. Yeah. If you don't hit those quick enough, I'm not going to grab that one. That's a bit slow. Yeah, it's so massive. I don't think I'd ever gotten into that room already having a move, so I just kind of went with it and then realised I couldn't get round the giant thing. So that was a bit awkward. I'm going to just grab a checkpoint, just in case, because I'm a little worried now that I only have 1 heart. Yeah, I kind of screwed myself up by making that easier. And then we have our first mini-boss fight. There are a couple of mini-boss fights in the middle of levels. They don't come up very often. In fact, I think there's only 2, and it's the same boss each time. Who could it be? Did you guess? Tat? Because if you did, you're right. It was Tat. Grab that thing. Move to the right. And now we're going to do the one thing that Mummy and Daddy always told us never to do, which is run on the railway lines. And by railway lines, I mean roller coaster lines. So irresponsible. Klonoa teaching kids to run on roller coaster lines. Someone could get hurt. Now, yeah, Klonoa does with his little floaty ears thing. Klonoa does have enough time to jump over those without using Popka, but obviously Popka is just quicker. And now we just have to catch Tat. And just that one little use of Popka is going to make this really fast. And caught. We can even throw her. Oh, I skipped that cutscene really quickly there. And that's the fun park. Oh, I lost a bit of time on that one. Okay, and now we are on to the second boss.
I'd like to take a moment to
400 bits. Thank you, dude. 400 bits for 400 followers.
You've worked very hard to give us all great content.
Unfortunately, I can't hear. I can only hear my game. I can't hear the thing being read out. So. Right, so this is Lepsia the Flower Clown. As you can see, that one is spinning. That's because that's the real one. Whap him one. And I'm going to whap him one again. And then I'm going to throw and whap him there. And then I'm going to whap him again. What I'm aiming to do is do this all in one cycle, because if I don't hit him for long enough... No! No! No, you bugger! Damn it! Oh. Damn, I screwed that up. There we go. Oh, that was bad. You should do... That should have been 1 cycle. That shouldn't have been 2 cycles. Oh, I hate this boss so much. This is probably the 2nd worst boss in the game. The final boss is the worst boss. The final boss is a pain in the ass. Again, we're going to use the 2.5D to throw a moo across to there. And then just rinse and repeat. So bosses always have like 2... Some have 3 phases, but for the most part it's 2 phases. There we go, and one more. We got 1 more hit, and then he's down. Just gonna stay next to this moo here. I'm just reading your message as well, Aethys. Thank you so much, dude. That's really kind of you. Thank you for being such a great moderator. There we go, and that is Leptio, the flower clown. Leptio has 1 redeeming feature, and that is his laugh. And the way he talks, because it's hilarious. Then we go and ring the bell, and everything's fine. Except it isn't, because we've got another bell to go and ring. Just checking my split, make sure it splits. Oh, wow. I must have really messed that up the last time I did that. So going down, you can see there's a mustache. That's Momet. That's where you get like all of your special bonuses and where you do the boss battles and all of that stuff. But we're doing any percent. We don't need to go to him. There are a couple of bonus levels there as well. Which again, don't do in any percent. But they are timed levels. So there are runs specifically just for those levels individually. Right, so now, after being in the really nice, happy, fun land of Joliant, we're now going to go to Volk, which is the City of War. This is a city that is constantly under siege and in the middle of a massive war. So we go to Volk Hall. Again, this isn't a level. This is just sort of opening Volk Hall. There's the bell. Leorina has set up some weird machine around the bell, and they don't know what it is. So we're gonna go and shut the machine off. And I want to go to the underground factory first, because otherwise No, I wanted to go to Volk City first. Crap. So I'm gonna do these levels slightly out of order from what's on the what's on the live split there. I've gone to the 2nd level first. It doesn't actually make a difference, but the times might look a bit off. So Volk is a place of manufacturing, building, and, as I said already, war. They love a good old war, do the Volkies. There we go. Just again abuse Popka to skip all of these puzzles. I have seen runs of this one where you can... now you can actually do that slightly quicker and get through when the first one's eating, but I think I've only ever managed to replicate it once. I'll be honest, that was a bit risky, what I just did. I thought I was going to get chumped, but I didn't. Not going to get that checkpoint, because that would mean turning left. And now we're going to, we're greeted with our next new enemy, the Boomy. There are 2 Boomies. There's white Boomies and red Boomies. The only difference between white or pink Boomies and red Boomies is... that's because I was doing the wrong thing. Is the time. The red ones explode after a lot longer. I need this one for the next puzzle, because it's a lot quicker. I've got that one. I've got to be very quick, because I'm, like, this Boomy isn't designed to last this long. There we go. take the hit from the explosion, just because we then immediately move to the right. Oh yeah, sign up to Mansions of Madness. Do it. It'll be a blast. Okay, we just used pop. You didn't really get to see it properly there, but what I did was I used. I don't usually take a boomy through here, so I thought that might be quicker. You can use Popka to like skip the key animation of some doors. There's a couple of doors later that I'll be able to show it off a bit better. That was a bit awkward because I had a boomy in my hand at the time. Right, so I'm going to throw that boomy over there, jump up there. Oh, I'll be able to show it with this door. This door also works. Grab that one, throw it. Now I'm just got to wait for it to explode. I do have to be a bit careful. I'm only on 1 health. So here we go. So there's an animation of... We just skip that animation by using Popka to break us out of it and get through the door a bit quicker. I am going to grab that one because this bit's a bit of an auto-scroller. Timing doesn't make too much of a difference. Oh, I really wish I'd grabbed that other heart. I don't think it really matters. Can bounce off moves like this to chuck them down. Now there is a soft lock point in this game, which is really awkward, and it just seems to be random. This bit's a whole big auto scroller. Hey Alex, welcome to tonight's bonus stream. Yeah, there is a soft lock coming up. It doesn't require a reset of the game. That's fine. It would require me killing myself and just reloading the last checkpoint. It seems completely random. It seems to be time based. The last time I did it, it happened, and then after a few seconds, it kind of corrected itself. Basically, you've seen there's a few occasions where I've jumped in a cannon. And the cannon's then transported me to another area. Or there's a cannon that doesn't load if you like get to it too quickly. And previously I've thought that it just doesn't load and it's a bug, but I think it doesn't load and it's a time-based thing. I don't know. Craig SS, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Nick RP stream. Yes, this is a bonus stream to say thank you for helping reach 400 followers. Yes, we are a bit ahead of 400 followers now. So this is the next sort of mini boss. This is Tat again being Tat. Oh, that was bad. I've just got to grab these moves and throw them. Use the 2.5D. Hopefully that one hits. Got one more to do, and we're done. That wasn't too bad. I've definitely done that boss worse. I've definitely done that boss better. Just gotta wait for this to come down. So yeah, Tat and the arena are still getting in the way, obviously. Oh, stupid. We don't need that platform at all. We can do without that platform. Not helpful. There we go. Right, so here is where we can just... Yes! It's that cannon. That cannon can sometimes not spawn. And as I say, I don't quite get it. Oh, whoops. That was awkward. I kind of didn't have my... you don't actually need the boomy for this bit. This door isn't locked. Just another puzzle to grab another Momet piece. Okay, so we're coming up on the end of the underground factory. I say the live split is going to look a bit awkward because I went to a different level first because you get a choice of levels a couple of times throughout the run, and I just chose the one that wasn't the next live split run. So yeah, Volk City is the next level. And as you can tell, Volk City is a little bit shorter than this one. Again, just skip having to use any enemies. How does it feel to be so awesome? I wouldn't... don't know. I didn't realise I was that awesome. It feels... I'll tell you what feels good at the moment. It feels good, like, having a direction for the stream. Like, speedrunning... I didn't think speedrunning was going to be the next big thing for the stream. But playing Metal Gear Solid and getting involved in the community... The Metal Gear Speedrunners community is fantastic. I've really enjoyed my time with them so far, and I'm hoping that's going to extend. Obviously, we've got the race coming up, which I'm getting ready for. Yeah. So yeah, it's nice to know kind of what direction, because there was a lot of time, particularly last year, the last couple of years, where I just didn't know what I was going to do next or where anything was going. Anyone who watched me play that freaking Amazon game, Crucible. Anyone who watched me play Crucible will know what I'm talking about, where I was just like, I really don't know what I'm doing at the moment. So yeah, it's nice to have a solid direction for the stream and know that I'm doing something that people enjoy. So thank you. Here we have our first instances of armoured moves. They are the same as normal moves, it just takes more hits to hurt them. Bounce there. Use Popka to skip that last bounce. Crucible was such a disappointment. Like, I was really looking forward to Crucible, because I don't know if any... Oh, really? I don't know if anyone remembers it, but there was a game out quite a while ago now called Gigantic, which was a third-person MOBA, and I loved Gigantic. It was great, and unfortunately, it didn't do as well as it needed to, and they shut it down. There is a fan project currently underway to try and like make a spiritual successor to it. But Crucible was kind of the thing that Gigantic players were looking at as like, oh, this could be the replacement, and it wasn't. It was rushed out. I think it's the only... Oh shit! I think it's the only time I've ever seen a game release. Because here's what's happened. Here's what happened with Crucible. Amazon released it, and then took it back into early access when they realised this game's not ready for release. It's not ready. Unfortunately, by that time, it was kind of already too late. They'd kind of dug themselves into a hole that they couldn't get out of. It was just really, really unpolished. And yeah, the game suffered as a result. There you go. That's the full animation of that little wiggle I talked about. As I say, it's very slow, so I don't use it very often. I use it very sparingly. We're going to meet the not the Laquari, the... I can't remember what that enemy's called. But it does, as you can see, it does something slightly different. I don't need to explain it. You can see what's happening. And then don't need to worry about grabbing any of them enemies, because I can just use Popka to grab that one. Oh, I did actually grab that Popka doll. Momet doll. So I've got to keep this, because I'm going to use it to get through there. Like I said at the start, the soundtrack for this is really, really good. And then there's some nice little skips we can do with Popka here as well. Like coming up here is a really nice one. And by the time we get over here, he's recharged and we can do it again. That saved a good 5 to 10 seconds. The full wiggle. Again, I'm going to use Popka a lot here to just try and skip as many of these jumps and stuff as possible. So I only have to bounce off 2 of these. There we go, another full wiggle for you. And another one. Oh, whoops. Wasn't quite sure where I was going there. Oh, I don't know if I was going to land that, so use pop. It doesn't hurt to use Popka there. Another one. The full wiggle. So here's a bit more of an example of why Volk is a constantly warring city. Oh, better bounce off that, otherwise I'm going to take a hit from that as well. Mess. Oh, that was a bit slow. I could have done that a lot better. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-dum, bum. Me singing along is a good test to see if I got the delay right with my microphone and webcam. Because if I'm in time with the music, then I've done it well. If I'm not, then bad. We're at the end of the level now. You can see I'm going to make the... it looks like I'm 24 seconds behind, but I'm really not. There you go. Klonoa can't actually run off the edge of that train, so we just stay there so that he's as far over as possible. And that is Volk City, not the underground factory. So that's going to be a massive time save. There you go, 1:35 on the time save there. Okay, so now we go back. We've shut off the machines. Everything is fine and dandy. Let's just go back and ring the bell. Yeah, right. Unfortunately, shutting off the machines has switched on Volk Hall's security. This is the mobile tank. And I'm already slower than the world record for this. The world record for this boss fight, again, it's done on actual the boss rush mode rather than in the middle of a run because of this one. This one's actually the least RNG. I don't think there is any RNG to this one. It's just this one trick right at the start which I can't reproduce. It's incredibly difficult to pull off. There we go. One more hit. So yeah, the world record is about 30 seconds quicker than this, I would say. And we are done. Bum, bum, ba, bum, ba, ba, da, ba, da, ba, 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 ba. So now everything's going haywire, everything is going wrong, and it is up to Klonoa now to go and switch the machines back on before there is a massive nuclear explosion. It doesn't necessarily say nuclear. So we now have to go back to Volk City, which is now called the Vulcan Inferno, and we have to go through the level again, and we have to go and switch the machine off. But as you can imagine, with there being threat of a massive meltdown, things have taken a toll for the worst. So yeah, we run through the level a second time, but it's very different. Well, the layout's pretty much identical, but like enemy placement, like this, we just ran down this earlier, but things are on fire now. This is a really long auto scroller. I've tried several times to try and skip this, and I can't do it. I can't remember if I figured out a way of... I think I might have figured out a way of skipping this bit, but it was not consistent, and I don't like doing it. Can now. Oh, I've just skipped that checkpoint, so let's hope I don't die. This isn't the first time we're going to revisit an old level and sort of redo it. It will come up again later. Grab the rocket. Can't remember what the actual name of the enemy is. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh. Ooh. Bounce off that. Choose pop because we don't have to bounce again because that's really slow. What's that behind us? It's the mobile tank, it's back! And it's chasing us! Oh no! What are we gonna do? Well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We are gonna abuse Popka and get ahead of it way quicker than the game expects us to. The speed at which we get away from it, like, is really stupid and is not how the game is meant to be played. It should be a constant threat. Now it does automatically like speed up at times, like there. That is a scripted portion for it to catch up. But for the most part, it just doesn't. It's so far away, it's hysterical. We do a full wiggle. One of those special full wiggles. Now we're going to duck into the safety of the underground once more. One of them precious checkpoints. Unfortunately, this bit you can't... There's nothing to do but just wait for this. You can't get around this. Grab that. That's a little slow. I probably could have done that a bit quicker, but oh well. As you can see, like, everything is on fire. The whole place has gone to shit. Luckily there, Popka reloads just in time for me to not have to use that enemy to bounce up there. That Bombermoo, or whatever it's called. Okay, and... Paradise! Oh no, we're back outside. Does that mean someone's coming? I don't know why, but it prevents you from going any further right there, and I don't know why. That is an unskippable cutscene, and the amount of times I have paused at that point is hilarious. A full wiggle. I say, we're now going to get away from it way quicker. Oh shit! No, we're not, because I'm going to mess it up. Oh, and there's death number 1, because I just wasn't quite concentrating properly. Let's try that again. Death 1. Right, come on. Because you can just wiggle to that. You don't need Popka, which is what I tried to do, and I should have just used Popka. It doesn't make any difference. But there we go. We are now so far ahead of the tank. Like at this point, we should see the tank like jumping between different buildings to catch up to us, and it's just not there. As we land here, you can see that fire. That is where the tank should be hitting the floor, but we're so far ahead of it. Again, we're going to skip a couple of these bounce pads. Another full wiggle. Ba, ba, da, ba. Okay, we're never in any danger of the tank. Everyone go back inside. Don't worry, it's not the last we've seen of it yet. Because now we're going to go back outside again. Let's grab that. Make sure I don't hit that, because I don't want to go on that spring pad. Too worried about taking a hit from that. Just going to keep running. I'll probably take a hit here because... Oh, no, I didn't. That was nice. Okay, I'm just going to keep running. Don't mind taking a hit from that. Because we're pretty much at the end of the level now anyway. And then here, you'll remember this is where the train was. We won't see it because it's in a cutscene, but the train and the tank are going to collide. But Klonoa is going to be fine. Okay, and end of the level is there. Yeah, the train and the tank collide, and Klonoa just sort of ducks down beneath the tracks, and he's fine. They go and turn the machines back on, and crisis averted. And even with that death, I'm still 1 minute 40 ahead. It's nice. And it's back to bag. Bum, 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 bum. So back to Bagashi ways. He's going to tell us where he's going to tell us where the last bell is. So we now have to head over to the very snowy region in the top left corner. The Mountains of Miramar. But to get there, we're going to have to cross this massive lake in Ishra's Arc. And this is the level that has the big skip. This is the biggest skip in the game. It saves about 5 minutes. Maybe a bit more. Hopefully, I'll get it on my first attempt. Oh, whoops. This is a very puzzle-heavy level. But it's also very peaceful and a nice level. Very pretty level. So basically it's a big arc and we have to turn it on. It is currently not functioning. We have to turn it on so it can take us where we need to go. We turn it on by activating the engines. We activate each engine and then go and flip a switch. Oh, didn't quite move over to the right far enough. So yeah, you can see there are 3 propellers. So each of those propellers has an engine in it. We're going to power up the engine and then we flip a switch to switch the propeller on and we start moving. Except we're going to skip the first engine. We are now introduced to the Laquari, which is a very, very puzzle-heavy enemy. I'm not going to explain how it works because just from that demonstration alone, it should be pretty obvious. But each time you hit a new enemy, it changes colour. You'll see what I mean in a second. Go. Hit 2 enemies, it turns blue. Hit 3 enemies, it turns red. Hit 4 enemies, I think it either disappears or it goes back to yellow. I can't remember which, but there's only 3 colours. That jump is not as easy as it looks. These enemies that have fire spinning around them can just fuck off. I hate them so much. Yeah, I can't remember. Right, this is the skip. And I've already messed it up. So this saves a big portion, a big bit of time. Oh, second time! Second time. There we go, and that's the switch. And we have skipped the first engine. Oh, hello, Axel Sango. Second try. So what we normally do, the key that we've got, that key now doesn't actually work. That key only opens one door. So I still have to go and get a new key. But what we would have done, you'd have seen there was a locked door just before that. What we actually do is we then take the key, go and open that door, go and switch on the first engine, and then go back for that switch. So the doors to there's a door to my right. Ah, missed it. Ah, missed it again. There we go. So there was a door to my left there. I can't use this key to open that door because each key is coded to its correct door. So I still have to grab that key. So now we're going to go. We actually are going to go to this engine. It's only that engine we skip. Like I said, that skip saves about 5 to 6 minutes. I'm going to use Popka to skip the animation of the door. So these are the engines. These are what they look like. Now it has some emotes. I think it's extremely irresponsible to throw that ring around like that. So what we've got to do with this is we've got to grab our Laquari, which is up here, and I've forgotten where it was. I'll grab the Laquari, throw it to that one, throw it to that one, throw it to that one, and then throw a red one in the engine. So now the engine is prepped and ready to go. That turns on the fans. Grab that just on my way back. So now that fan has started spinning so I can get to the enemy that's behind it, and then we're going to go and find the switch. That's better. Unfortunately, the fan is always in this position, so you always have to wait. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab... I've already missed... I've already done this a bit slow. Oh well. Grab that one. So just use that one. You can... There's a couple of other enemies over to the left which you can throw up instead. I've got to be careful here because it is... No! Damn it! Oh, because then you come all the way back to here. Is that... That looks powered. Damn it! Oh, that's the death I didn't want. That's why I was starting to say you got to be careful. Oh, because it's such a... so that's a really, really bad place to die. He does break the game, yes. Yeah, yep, absolutely. No, Popka skip. Unfortunately, I now have to do this puzzle again because of that death. I should just do it slow and grab the... There we go. This is the way I wanted to do it the first time because that way is a lot quicker. There we go. All right, I'm gonna play it safe. I'm just gonna grab the floating thing. There we go. That's fine. You can get across that without using that floating thing at all, but yeah, I'd rather not die again. But she can't quite jump up far enough to there. Alright. So we've now powered up the first 2 propellers. We've got 1 more propeller to go. There's a whole area to the right there that we just don't visit. Just don't go there. It's all collectibles and stuff over there. I don't care about none of that. So there's the key. Well, there's the door, so we need to go and find a key to get in. Don't use Popka there, because I actually want to use Popka to get up there, and he doesn't recharge in time. And again, that bit's nice. It's again all about like when do you use Popka to skip a jump, and when do you just use the mechanics so that you still got Popka available. I don't think you can even grab that enemy. So here's the key. So we're going to grab the key, jump in the cannon, and that's going to take us back to the start of this segment. So right back to here again. I think on that one you can make the pig explode on contact with the switch, and you can catch the elevator before it goes. Ah, cool. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that would work. That'd be really good. Right, not going to use Popka to skip that because he doesn't actually bump into the door. He just flies up above, and it's actually slower. Okay, so here's the last engine. So again, we need to grab the Laquari, power it up 3 times, and then throw it in. So the main puzzle element of Laquaris is making sure, is like you have to, anything that you have to interact with, so like there's the like little flying markers where you sort of grab them and just sort of hang in midair. You have to try and jump off those and get to the next platform before the Laquari returns to Klonoa's hand. Because if you're holding another Moo, or you're holding one of those things when the Laquari returns to you... Oh, Popka was really slow to come out then. If the Laquari returns to you and you're already holding something else, then it pops and disappears. So it's very much a timing thing. Okay, so then we just have to quickly repeat this bit. But now that the engine is on, we'll see that it's a bit different. Let's have to wait for that one. Can you grab that? Not that it's any use. Cool. So now we are just going to go and turn the last. There's the switch. We're just going to switch that on. Again, we're not going to bother with the lift or anything. Just going to use Pop to get around. And that is this arc. So we are now on our way to the Mountain of Miramar. I like the electric ones. The electric ones play a big part in one of the boss fights coming up later. Which I'm assuming, as a fan of the game, Axel, you know the game, so you know which boss fight I'm referring to. Alright, so now we are on to the Mountains of Miramar, and this is probably my favourite track of the game, so I'm just going to stay quiet so you can listen to it, because you only get to hear like the first 40 seconds of it. Get my hair in the way. I played this game a lot when I was a kid, but then it's in the last sort of 5 or 6 years I started speedrunning it casually. I don't speedrun it very often. Just using Popka because it's quicker than floating. Let's skip all of this. Yeah, if you're gonna speedrun it, you do have to speedrun it using a PlayStation 2 and a capture card. I hope I don't die because I just missed that checkpoint. Shouldn't do. 2 deaths so far, I think. Yeah, because PlayStation 2 emulators are very unreliable. You do have to, if you are going to submit a speedrun for this, it does have to be on console with a capture card. I found this out myself. When I first started learning the speedrun and doing it, I did it on an emulator. And then I was getting ready to start using a console to do it instead. And me and my partner, Heidi, who might be lurking somewhere, were both playing at the same time. I was playing on my emulator and she was playing on the console. And I noticed that I was going a little bit quicker, so we actually timed it. We both went into a level at the same time. And yeah, I was... the game was running at like 1.2 times the speed of the console. Oh, we're about to come up to the end of the level. So this track goes on for another minute or so. There is actually a translation for the lyrics as well. It has actually been translated. I can't remember what they are. Alright, that is the Mountains of Miramar. I love that. I love that level just because of the music more than anything else. And hopefully that splits. Yep, there we go. This is the first time I've ever actually gone all the way through with this auto splitter that I set up, so I'm a bit concerned that it's not going to work. But it's fine so far. It's kept up. Maze of Memories. This is another very puzzle-centric level. It's a very pretty level. Certainly emulating to practice it is good. Is a good idea. I'm pretty sure like the world record runs and most runs are actually played on a PlayStation 3. If you've got one of the original PS3s that could play PS2 games, the load times are slightly quicker. So it's generally better to play it on a PS3, but I don't have... I have a PS3, but I have a slim PS3 and it can't play PS2 games. Except these enemies can... Fuck, I hate these enemies. They're such a pain in the arse. Sometimes you can jump... You can just keep walking and go underneath that one. Unfortunately, it does mean that I need to... because I've taken a couple of hits. That thing's gonna hit that switch so I can then get through there. I do need to go slightly sidetrack because I need full health. So I'm gonna quickly jump up here to grab that. Whoops. Because I need full health to get through this bit. So this bit's a really big puzzle, but you can completely skip the puzzle by just tanking 2 hits and doing that. There you go. Huge puzzle skip. That saves a good 5 minutes. That would be the next option if they're finally going to do some like re-releases of stuff and allow us to play. Yeah, this is another puzzle that I'm just gonna completely skip. Okay, that should be a lot longer and more complicated, but we just skip it because we're like that, and Popka allows us to skip. I knew there was a way. I knew there was a reason I usually go the other way there. I usually don't go right coming out that door. I go left. It kind of threw me off a bit. So I like this level because it's really funky and lots of colours and the music's really cool as well. Okay, this bit is one of the more skill-based sections. That was pretty good. Oh, it's very difficult to keep your momentum and just keep going. And it's also about knowing again, when to use Popka and when not to use Popka. That probably wasn't perfect. It probably can be done a lot quicker than what I did, but that was pretty good, actually. Yeah, I think the main thing for certainly for speedrunning PS2 games is really need Sony to do something official. Like, do something official so that we can play PS2 games again, because at the moment, you can't play PS2 unless they've been re-released. You can't play PS2 games unless you've got a PlayStation 2. Because, like, so few people have an original PS3, because it was only the first one they ever brought out, and there weren't that many of them. And they were hella expensive as well. Now, normally I'd stand here and sort of allow the explosion to bounce me through, but I only have 1 health and I'm going to die if I do that. Stand nice and far away. Use that to grab the electric one. Hold on to the electric one. Again, there's a little bit of a skip with this puzzle. It should take slightly longer. We should have to go back for the boomy and sort of set the boomy up, but we don't have to do that. So we're going to take the Laquari back over to the Ella. I can't remember what this enemy's called. There you go. Wait at the door, because if you're not carrying it, it won't go through the door with you. Over to the boomy. And then this is where you can't do that normally. You'd have to go and grab the boomy, go and put it in the Laquari's room, then go and then go and do stuff. And emulation on PS4. Oh yeah, I can imagine it's buggy as heck. And that is the Maze of Memories. I don't know what the Xbox Series S is like. I know emulation on it has been really good with homebrew stuff. I can't remember if the PlayStation 2 was something that they showed off emulation for. But like, yeah, the Xbox Series S is really, really good for emulation. Right, this is the first slider boss. This is the only boss. It's the only boss that we do completely in slider mode. The final boss has two fights. The first one is in slider. The second one is in the traditional ring. Burn the bird. Palante has 2 phases. There's this one, then he has another phase where he's hatched. In the second phase, there is a significant time save if I can do it well. He'll go through multiple phases, but it is possible, if timed well, to get it done in 1 phase. You'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean in a minute, and you'll see if I actually manage to pull it off. Oh, Or if you take a hit from any of these things while speeding up like this, you'll then slow down one speed. So I was very happy that I didn't take a hit. Spelunte's going to hatch. Then Popka gives Lolo a pep talk because she's decided, oh, I'm terrible. I'm no good as a priestess. I can't do anything right. And Popka's like, look at Klonoa. He like doesn't even live here, and he's doing everything he can. Get back in that ring and help him. And she's like, okay. Right, okay, I've got to concentrate here because this is where the time save comes. It's not like a skip or anything. It's just about doing this bit well. So it's going to throw out a bunch of moves. If I can throw every single one of these moves at it... Oh, no! Oh, wow. I actually threw the moo into another one. If you can throw every single one of those moves at it, you do this in one phase. But I didn't, and then I also missed that power, that speed up. Which means I've slowed down. Oh, wow, this is terrible. Oh, come on. Because also, if you miss a ring, you then start to slow down as well. Oh, that was really bad. There we go, and boss fight done. Oh, that was awful. That was so poor. I can still remember the first time I ever got that right, and got it done in one phase. It was actually during a live marathon. I was showing the game off at a LAN at university, so it was actually live. People were there, and and that was the first time I ever got it right, and I was like so stoked. I was like, oh my god, I've never done that before. It's not that difficult. I got thrown off a little bit by those two moves being right next to each other. That wasn't helpful. Anyway, back to Bag. When in doubt, go back to Bagashi. So what's just happened there is we've reached the next bell, but Leorina has rung it because she has been creating her own ring. And Lolo is very confused because only priestesses should be able to ring. It is a massive time save. Only priestesses should be able to ring the bell. So she has rang it, and the world did not like that because she's evil and she has evil intentions. We're going to return to La Luxia, and you're going to see that everything's a little bit darker. I think I was already with my partner by that point, so it didn't really matter. But impressing girls is always nice. Another full wiggle. Let's see another full wiggle. Right, so now we have a new thing. The air in this room is now toxic. And these little statues have nice air around them. So I have to make sure that I get through these sections nice and quickly. And every time I reach a statue, I get my air back. So it's basically like oxygen. I'm basically underwater. So jump over there. There we go. That was nice. I'm still not... Thanks, babe. I'm going to get it now. She hates me calling her babe. You watch. The next message will be, don't call me babe. As you can see, the enemies that were here the last time we came through, there was some, like, the big shark things. They're not here. They're gone. Where have they gone? Where's all the wildlife gone? Oh no, she's actually come in to glare at me. Hey babe. Oh, and there's the middle finger. Thanks. Love you too. Oh, shit, I have to jump for that one. Come back, Laquari. There you go. And for this one, I actually have to throw it across like that, because if you get in the cannon, then you can't throw it. Okay. Need that one to write that down there. She's such an ice cold little bitch. She's not really, she's lovely. I love her very much. Whoops. Supposed to just use the Laquari just to sort of jump over there, but again we can abuse Popka to do it instead. Everything's still horrible and dark. Everything's purple. Which is what happens when a toxic person from 4chan. That's a good analogy. Right. This I'm not going to abuse the because oh wait, no, I'm thinking of something else, I think. No, I was thinking of something, damn it, I was thinking of something else. Because like the last time I did this level, I think I was just going for 100% and I completely forgot where I was going and what I was doing. So I just went all the way over into that corner for no reason. Oh well, that wasn't a huge time loss. Oh crap, completely forgotten this level. There we go, we'll just do that to break that. Back on track. As you can see, when we did this the first time around, we are very, very close to the end. We don't actually need the colour power of that Laquari, we just... The actual mechanic means you can get over to the other bit where you need it. Right, so now we learn that in a flashback, Leorina was actually a priestess in training, and that's why she can use her powers and stuff. But now she's got all of the gems that she got from the bells. But there's another bell, maybe, or something. We're going to go back to the Sea of Tears next, because we're going to go back to the first bell, because that's where she's going. But of course, everything is dark now, so we're going to go to the dark Sea of Tears. Because it's dark. There, the world music has changed. Because everything's dark and weird and mysterious. Again, another copy paste of the first level this time. But again, everything's slightly different. And we have this new enemy, which gives me light. If you don't get those enemies, eventually it goes too dark, you can't see anything, and you actually get hurt by these little, like, dark bug things. Very strange. Must be Kingdom Hearts. That game scares me. Still have to do it inside. Now we actually have to go a route that we didn't take the first time round. We have to go this way. Because the normal route is closed. Axel Sango, thank you very much for the follow. Just gonna bounce off that move. Ignore them. To here. Throw those two through there. And carry on moving. wonder whether you can actually. I wonder if you can actually skip that whole section by going under the bridge, by bouncing over the bridge. You had an enemy as well. It might be too far. I should check that at some point because maybe I've been making a mistake there this whole time. Fuck you, you purple, bald little bitch. God, I hate those enemies. I hate them so much. No jumping onto a bird this time, because there are no birds. The birds have all gone. Scared of the darkness. Instead, we're going to go on a boat. I'm going to throw that back there to kill that light enemy and get all the light particles. I'm going to just travel along these boats. Damn it. Good to skip that bit there. I'm making mistakes. I don't know if you can get across that bridge. I think I'm sure I've tried because every time I've ran this before, this bit we can just take a couple of hits and just skip those. No biggie. Didn't grab that though. I'm pretty sure I've tried it, but every time I've done this run, I've always gone round like that. This is a nice little skip. You can just use this to fly over everything. Don't need to get anything from there. Just fly over the whole level. Isn't that nice? And we are almost at the end of the level. There we go. We're not going to get that because it's slow and we don't need it. It's small enough time. So now we're going to get down here and we're going to confront Liarina, who has reached the bell. Is she going to ring the bell or are we going to stop her in time? She's going to ring the bell. Da-na-na-na-na-na. She's ring the bell and she drains the Sea of Tears. The reason for this is because we've been to all these different kingdoms. There is another kingdom. There is a hidden, secret kingdom which you can't normally get to. As I can say, the Sea of Tears has been drained. So now we must travel across it, chasing down Liarina, who is trying to reach the Kingdom of Sorrow. Oh no, not ringing the bell, gasp. So now we have to travel there. And how do we like to travel? That's right, in style. Popka for safety, because there are places you can fall off here. And this level is where we get one of the main motifs of the game from. Get that. How you doing, Bidoof? The Kingdom of Cotton. Now we are underneath. It's a very weird level. We're now underneath the Sea of Tears, where it's all drained and horrible and weird. Spooky. It's not that spooky. Oh, shit. And well, so after doing some tennis practice. Oh, I didn't know you played tennis. Cool. Oh, nice. Sounds pretty good. Oh, I don't normally get hit by that thing. That's annoying. It's not a massive time. It only slows Klonoa down slightly, so it's not a huge issue. Oh, and Axe was a tennis player as well. I'm terrible at tennis. I'm not too bad at badminton. I played a lot of badminton at school. Badminton was one that we were like on our curriculum to play quite a lot. I've played quite a lot of badminton. Played a little bit of squash as well. I'm terrible at squash as well. Boing. How bizarre. Heidi is also bad at tennis, but Heidi also really likes watching tennis. I'm not. To be honest, I don't watch a lot of sport. Really, I'll watch England. I'll watch international football games. That's about it. I watch esports. I watch League of Legends, and I watch speedrunning. That's about it. Got weirded up because of Corona. I used to watch a lot of Formula 1 because my parents were really big into Formula 1. And my dad's like really big into rugby. Heidi likes watching rugby as well, so I see the occasional rugby game. Alright, and that is the Empty Sea of Tears. And Klonoa is hearing this dream voice, which she's been hearing the whole game, we just haven't seen it. This dream voice constantly asking for his help. Who could it be? Nearly 3 minutes ahead of my last time, which is good. I did watch Milton Keynes play basketball live once. I think it was a scout event. Right, this is the Liarina boss fight. And if it's quite a technical fight, if it's done well, it can be done very, very quickly. That was pretty good. Damn. Unfortunately. I haven't actually got Popka out for that bit. Oh, those were not great placements of those. That's the other thing with this. Enemy placement during these fights can be a bit random as well. No, and there's another death. Oh, this fight is just so random. It is very tricky as a result. Oh shit, I got hit by that thing. Oh, what? This is better. Okay, now we're on to phase 2. No, actually, from watching watching the speedruns of this level just individually, it's actually quicker to take a death because the amount of time it takes Liarina to set up for stage 2, it's actually quicker to die and just because when you get to stage 2, dying starts stage 2 again, which is kind of bizarre. This actually, it's a shame about the death because this second part has been a lot better. And then we just kind of do a repeat of part 1 again for the end. Again, random placement of where the enemies are going to come from. It's a lot of randomness in these fights. Oh, come on! I hate this boss fight so much. So as you can see, we're back at the start of phase 2 again. Oh, that was lucky, actually. I was greedy, yeah. Oh, I've got three hearts this time, so I should be fine. So no, I'm now losing time that I'd made up throughout this run. You can see it on live split. It is oh, it's freaking there, and I can't get to it because she's in the way. Oh yeah, by the way, this monster we're fighting, that's Liarina. I didn't really make that clear, but yes, the corruption has turned her into this giant monster. That was nice, and that's the end of the fight. Thank Christ for that. Oh wow. Oh wow, I dropped over a minute. Yes, and then Liarina turns back into normal Liarina, and she's like, oh no, what's happened? This is all bad. I didn't want to turn into a monster. I'm really sorry for what I did, and now she's kind of redeeming herself. But the whole world's gone to shit because of her. Alright, so now it is Ishra's Ark once more. The Ark revisited. So now Ishra's Ark is just flying over... Ishra's Ark is now flying over the Kingdom of Sorrow, and we need to stop it, because we need to stop and land. So, we are going to redo the Ark again, and this time, we're going to stop the engines. So I told you could get over that. But we do the Ark in a very different order to what we did the first time round. And we do visit all three engines this time. There's no big skip like in the previous one. Oh, Christ. I don't think I've ever ran quickly enough that wave to hit that enemy before. For those. Skip the animation of the door. Oh, come on, even I know who they are, and I don't follow tennis. Right, and this is Popke explaining. So, we threw Laquaris into it last time, so it makes sense that we'd instead throw a Boomer into it. Oh! No! No, because... No, because the bloody flying moose come back. Oh, that was bad. And it's unfortunately it's not on the same plane as me. Damn it, that was bad. I gotta get there before the no. That's better. That's what I was trying to do. Okay, so we just threw a boomy into an engine. So the engine's going to explode. So now we have to run like fuck. Basically, all we have to do is run to the nearest outdoor area. No! Unfortunately, that usually happens with that. Just grab it too quickly and you'd get stuck under there. It is possible to grab it without getting stuck, but it's not easy. Oh! God damn, that's exactly the same mistake I made in the first arc. Exactly the same mistake in exactly the same place. Oh, that was stupid. I was 2 minutes ahead at one point. Just play it safe. It is possible to get over that jump. Cool, so now it explodes, and Klonoa goes flying, and Liarina and Tat save us, because they're the good guys now! Yay! Redemption! Oh, I'm going the wrong way here. Ah, crap! You don't have to jump on that first one. I remember learning that you can use the boomy to jump up to the second one. Oh well, it's not a huge time, not as big a time loss as just constantly dying. Yep. Okay, so now we are going to visit the second engine. I'm going to go and turn that off. It is very clever the way the game sort of repeats the levels and just adds a bit of a twist on them each time. Let's do a wiggle there so that I can then jump up and skip that. So this is where we did the big skip the first time. Oh no, it isn't. No, the big skip area is the third one. We do now get to go and see what was over here on the right, which we ignored the first time. Now, if you grab that pink thing again, it will now slowly move back over to the left side. For some bizarre reason, the game thinks you deserve some help to get back again. But, so we've got the key. Now we're going to go and pop the key in. You can't take the boom. Well, you can take the boomy into. You can take the boomy in here, but you won't get to it in time. It'll explode before you get to the engine. You revisit Sea of Tears, you revisit Lunatea, you revisit Volk City. Yeah, we're just going to skip the mechanics of this puzzle. You're supposed to try and get through without getting the boomy to hit one of those black spinny things. You revisit Volk City. You revisit Ishra's Ark. And I think that's it. What was that? Was that 4? And wiggle, because Popka won't recharge in time to get up there if I don't wiggle. Back outside, so kaboom. Klonoa's like, catch me, you stupid cat. Now we have this terrible auto-scroller. This is probably the longest and most annoying auto-scrolling. The one in the underground factory isn't great either, but this one's annoying because there's a bit of it where you can't help but take a hit, and if you've only got one heart at that point, you're fucked. Sometimes these won't break. Or a different one breaks. So just gonna make sure I grab the heart so that I don't just die. There you go. You saw that first one didn't break. It's a bit bizarre. I've taken deaths here because I haven't had enough hearts and those things just haven't broken. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4. You were correct. It is 4 levels that you revisit, and it is really clever the way that they sort of twist the levels round, and it's not the same level again. It's the same layout, but you know the enemies are different, the puzzles are different. I take a hit there because I was taking a drink and didn't think. It's no big. I'm not gonna die from that. So now the third engine we visit is the first engine from the original level, which we didn't visit because we skipped it last time. So this is actually the start. We're now at the start of the previous level. I need that boomy because that boomy is going to get eaten by that thing, so I don't. Same as we did before. Oh, wiggle a bit. Wiggle it. Parody! So yeah, this time there is no skip. We are actually going to have to visit this engine. Oh, crap. Whoopsie. Oh, that's a big misstep. Whoops. As you can tell, I'm not perfect at this game. It has been a year and a half since I last did a full run of this. I've practiced every level in the last week or so, but yeah, it has been a year and a half since my last full run. Yeah, Dark Sea of Tears probably is the most different because it actually has completely new areas. Oh, come on. That's weird. I don't normally have that much trouble with this section. Gonna grab that, just to be on the safe side. It's alright. Probably can be quicker. So that. Just onto that. It's going to take us over to that cannon. Cool. So we are now coming up to the end of this level as well. Damn it. I don't know how I did it, but I once managed to get it to explode by hitting the black spinny thing. I can't remember what they're called. I once managed to get it to explode by hitting that, and I've never been able to reproduce it. It was very strange. I think you need to explode that one. That's nice, getting all my health back. For some reason it puts a floaty thing there so you can get back to there. I don't know why you'd want to go back to there. We've got this difficult jump again to do. Said before, that jump is not as easy as it looks. I can now just sit here and wait. So here's where we did the skip in the first level. In case you want to 100% the game, you shouldn't have to go back at that point. There's no reason to go back. So I don't quite know why it's there, but it is. I don't need the boomy because I'm just going to use Popka to get there instead. I do need the boomy now though, just to... Okay, so now we are actually going to go to the engine that we skipped in the first run through this level. Because there's no skip for this engine. As again, we've got another boomy that we can take in, but the boomy will explode long before we get there. Mainly because this engine is also really stupidly long for the elevator, right? It spins you all the way around the back of it. It's so bloody slow. It's so great that we can skip it. And then this bit is really simple. We just use Popka to jump up there. Oh, shit. Didn't actually throw it in properly. That was weird. My angle was just slightly off. So again, all we got to do is just get to an outside area and we are done. Oh, balls. Like I said, that jump isn't as easy as it looks. And Ishra's Arc Revisited complete. Okay, so we're now on to the very last traditional level. So this is... I'm feeling window skip. It's such a long... Why it loops all the way around the back, I don't know. So we're now going into the final kingdom of the game. This is the Kingdom of Sorrow. And this is the longest level in the game. It is the last traditional level. We've got one more there's a slider level after this, and then the final boss. This is the last traditional level. It is very, very long. And there is one technical, like, little technical skip, which if I pull it off, it'll look pretty impressive. Ooh, just got that. It's so long. It's so long, and the music is... I mean, it really does give you feelings of sorrow, because it's such a dull, desiccant place. It's really, really well designed. Don't get me wrong. It's a really, really good level for what it's supposed to be. It's just because of that, it's really... Oh, boy, I messed up the time puzzle. That's why you're supposed to throw straight away. There we go. Just throw straight away. Don't play it. Don't be fancy. This is a couple of nice... There are actually a couple of nice little skips that Pocket helps us with here. The first one's coming up, actually. Although I think you can do this skip without Popka as well. You just have to tank the damage. You'll see what I mean in a second. It does require quite a few quite precise hits onto those to grab them throughout this level. Is kind of there's some puzzles. Is kind of a testament to everything you've done. You know, you use everything that you've learned to persevere and get through this level. Particularly accuracy at grabbing those, because that's going to come up more often later as well. Yeah, it kind of has some other bits. There we go. So we can jump over that. So you could just tank that enemy and just like take 2 hits and run through it, I think. But obviously with using Popka, we can do this a bit quicker. Or we can screw that up completely. God, that took ages. Oh, that was really poor. There's no point in trying to jump over that. You will just get hit and bounce off of it. Just wait. We are going to see another new enemy. Sort of. It's not quite a new enemy. Oh, there's this... I forgot, there's this new enemy. Grab that. That's it. That is a new enemy. And then there is one other new enemy as well. Which is only in this level. Oh. Again, this is another level where like your use of Popka is very, very important, because you can see, because I'm screwing it up a little bit. Just like to go over him. So it's not so much about using when to use him, it's knowing when not to use him. Because if you use him at one point, then you haven't got him for another 5 seconds. This is probably the most annoying puzzle in the game. If I get it right first time, I'm going to be amazed. Nope. Ah. This is just really annoying. No! Ah. No, just okay, just play it safe. Play it safe. It's gonna fly all the way around, isn't it? There we go. It's just about timing and knowing when. I was thinking of the golden helicopter, yes. Right, what am I going on with this? There we go. So it's just a very, very long level with lots of little puzzles in it. Oh, what? There was no way I threw that at that angle. Oh, come on. What the... This one isn't even difficult. This one's not even a difficult puzzle. There we go. Christ. I have no idea why it went off at that angle. It should not have done that. This bit is a big, long auto-scroller. There is nothing I can do to speed this bit up. This way, it looks like I'm going to PB, but not by a lot. It's a shame. I got to 2 minutes behind, 2 minutes ahead at one point. Ugh. I think I only practiced this level yesterday. This is one that I do practice when I need to practice. I practice quite a lot. I probably could have popca'd a little earlier than that, but I kind of didn't want to take the risk. Again, knowing when not to popca is more important than knowing when to popca in this level. Jump quickly, because otherwise you get hit by that and knocked to the left. Still got another couple of minutes of this level, yeah. We still got the skip. It's not a huge skip. It only saves. Oh, damn it! I messed that up. You shouldn't need to use the helicopter to grab that. I just didn't really think. It's only not going to be sub 2 hours, which is it's kind of like. Okay, here's the golden helicopter, which I'm just going to throw away. Oh, what? Fat fingers. Where's this going to be now? Because it's usually on the left, but I did that badly, so I don't know. Is this the skip? Okay, yes, here's the skip. So it only probably saves about 30 seconds. Yes! There we go. Oh. That was really nice. Come on, get in it. Yes. Let's jump over there. Just tank that because it's quicker. Then we have another one of these. I have tried to get through this without having to use the helicopter. It is not doable. Unless you are, like... There might be, like, the most precise line to get through and just use Popka. But even then, you'd have to wait for Popka to recharge, so it's probably not worth it. And we now... We're now at the end of the level. Just wait... There we go. So I'm waiting to see the whole of the tower on the right that I've got to get over before I jump on the bounce pad. So jump now. And then for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce once. I'm going to bounce again, and that's going to be enough with Popka to get me to the end of the level, and that is the Kingdom of Sorrow. That was the last traditional level of the game, and the longest level of the game. We are now moving on to the last slider level of the game. Hopefully I've got my... Wow, I saved so much time on that. Wow, minute saved. Where the hell did I go wrong with that last time? Excellent, my auto splitter looped image is on its last one, which is where it should be, so I got all of that right. Alright, so this is the Forgotten Path. This is just simply how to get from the Kingdom of Sorrow to the King of Sorrow. And again, we heard that dream voice saying, "Help me. Help me. Help me." I wonder who that dream voice is. Who could it be? Sub 2 hours soon. Probably not, because I'm probably not going to run... I might run this every so often. I'm not a huge fan of it running it loads because it's a 2-hour run. I typically do runs that are a lot shorter. Like when I first started speedrunning, the first game I ever really got into speedrunning. I think the first game I ever speedrun was this. But that was I wasn't really taking it very seriously. I was just running through the game as quickly as I knew I could, without learning tricks and stuff like that. No, the first game I ever seriously got into speedrunning was Cast of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse for the Sega Genesis. And that is I think that's a 30-minute run, or less than 30 minutes. And I liked that because it was so short. So then in contrast to this, which is 2 hours. But I also, at the moment, I speedran Sonic Generations for a bit, but couldn't stick with that. I have done the speedrun for Oblivion because I just did the Out of Bounds really glitched 10-minute run because I just wanted to see what it was like. But at the moment I'm speedrunning Metal Gear Solid 1 for the PC. Any percent I can do in just under 38 minutes. Again, that shows you the kind of time difference and what times I like. I'm currently learning all bosses, which I'm going to be doing some more all bosses after this run. I'm going to learn some more all bosses after this run. See the time? Yeah, it's only 10 o'clock. Right, so this bit is quite technical, so I'm glad I've got Popka here, because if I fall off I can use Popka to recover. Like that! The other thing is I don't want to slow down. I'm holding up at all times so that I have maximum speed at all times, which also means turning is slower. Like if I hold back, then Klonoa slows down. It's a lot easier to turn. That was lucky. That was very, very lucky with the timing there. You can actually use Popka to jump over that gap a little bit. And that is the end of... that is the end of the Forgotten Path. Now we zoom on to the King of Sorrow, who is a really fucking annoying boss. The first half of the boss fight is really annoying. Split us onto the last one. Cool. Now we're onto the weird splits. And I hope it works. Should work, because I tested it loads. It worked fine. I've got screenshots of when you land the final hit. Hopefully it works. See what happens. Right, so now we have found the King of Sorrow, and I think it's actually during the end credits, or the final bit afterwards, we discover that the King of Sorrow is the one who's been shouting for help all this time, because he's sad. So, for some reason, he appears in this weird fucking thing. I don't know what this is. The game doesn't really explain what it is, and this part of the fight is really random and really irritating. So, yeah, I'm just going to try and get through it as best I can. That's the thing with this. The only issue with this game for speedrunning is that there's a lot of RNG, particularly on the bosses, and so it makes it a little awkward for speedrunning. But it's not that bad. It's not as luck based as say where the PAL key is in the drainage ditch. Just to give a random example. Got it. Be careful, I'm only on 1 health here. Please hit. Got 1 hit left. That was actually really good, considering I know how long that part of the boss fight can take, and that was really good. Okay, so now we go on to the second part of the boss fight, which is a lot easier. And so time is when I land the final hit on the King of Sorrow. And by King of Sorrow, I mean final hit on these weird ball things that is protecting him. Should be able to do all of this in 1 phase. There we go. That should be a dummy split. There we go. That was a dummy split, because that looks very similar to the final hit. Yes, he threw this one down. And again, I should be able to get this in 1 phase if I time it right. That was good. 1, 2, 1 more hit, and time! Yes! It split. We're good. 2 hours, 6 minutes, 14 seconds. A 2 minute and 28 second time save. There we go.